Hey guys, welcome back to Prepping in Progress. Good to see you. So, you've seen the prep talk for this week. Looking forward to you guys dropping comments, ideas on how to handle the winter wheat situation. Today, we're going to be all over the homestead and the bug out location, where Miss K is over at the bug out location right now, putting in, rewiring some of the electrical sockets. I'm down at the homestead. We have a John's Elderberry Bush, non-GMO. We're going to be putting it in the ground. So Miss K picked up this elderberry guy a little bit ago, a week or two ago, and he's not liking sitting indoors, getting a little bit of water and not enough sunlight. In fact, his branches are starting to wilt. So we talked with her, and today you get to keep me company while I get this thing in the ground. Hopefully we don't hit too many rocks, because this ground here has been, well, let's put it this way. There's rock there. There's rock over there. There's rock over there. There's rock everywhere. I am hoping that with it being next to this tree will have cleaned out some of the rock. Eventually that tree's going to go. We have seen a bunch of the trees on the mountain start to slowly give up the ghost. You know, this is going a lot easier than I thought it would. Now, this is out of the way unless I get the parental units about, 5 or 6 more hoses. We shall see. This guy, I probably went too deep, I think. But I do want him to have a successful life. So for water, where I was going with hoses for water, yes, we're all going to have to take responsibility for bringing down, a milk jug, 5-gallon bucket, spread water around the ground, which is all good. We talk a lot about team building, and NWA Prepper recently put up, I saw it today, but I think it's a week ago, a bargain hunting haul video. And I commented, I said, hey, the next time you head down to Alma, let me know. Because there's an A to Z variety store at an old Walmart in Alma, Arkansas, and there are times you can get MREs for $15 per case. There are times when you can get plumbing supplies and cases of food and canned goods. And that's just one of those places where I like to go to get stuff. And I figure, hey, if NWA Prepper's headed down, shoot, I'll pay all the gas if I get to spend time with a friend, right? Maybe even on a good day, if Cody, Southern Rose Homestead, isn't over at the farmer's market or running his store, he and his wife could come and go with us. They will throw this in later in the video and actually show you, but Cody brought me a couple of candles for us to try. We'll probably do a completely separate video on that, just to explore and see what his product is and how it goes. Now, I will tell you straight up, the candles he gave us are fresh off the boat, freshly done, and he told me that the wax needs to cure for at least a week and a half to 2 weeks because it's cured for half a week already. So we're going to hold off on filming that. I may just show you the candles, but we want to do a review for him and see just how good his product is. Yeah, it's crazy to meet people who are turning their homesteads into actual producing financially. You know, a lot of us only think about, well, I'll get a cow, I'll get some chickens, we'll sell eggs, we'll do this, you know, and then there are the people who do the full-blown farm. You know, we've discussed goats mostly because the Latino quarter a few miles away, about an hour away, they like goats. They use them in recipes. So we've thought about doing that for them. But I've also heard that goats are more trouble than they're worth. You know, Cody's over here going, I don't need livestock to be my primary income. We'll do candles. We will do other things that will work. The guy is more than just an entrepreneur. He is someone who gets an idea and pushes for it and makes it happen. He's an inspiration to me. I feel like I've been in survival mode for so long, you know, after moving up here from the Mina area, after having to do a complete reset, not just on the homestead as mom and dad phased in, but for a while with all of their stuff here and them taking over, I was practically homeless. There was no room on the homestead. And, you know, living in the Jeep was hard, to put it mildly. Yeah. And now I met Kay, we're married, what, 3 years, almost 4 years now. We have a roof over our heads. We have the beginnings. You know, we're both working full-time jobs and doing this, you know, prepping up the homestead, prepping up the bug out location, actually getting things moving forward, and so close. You know, the biggest problem is sometimes we can only work a full day on either location once a week. You know, you come in and sand for an hour on the drywall, or you get the measurements for where the cabinets may go or how tall the wall is, floor to ceiling, write it down, and then you realize, well, I've got to do other things. I've got to get ready for work tomorrow. I've got to make my lunch. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. So give me a second. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some water and give this thing a little boost. And that's something we need to talk about. The water. This is up by the road coming into the homestead. The gates that way. but there's a culvert right here on the downhill slope. So the water will be able to come through, infiltrate the ground, and help water the elderberry bush in the rainy season without flooding it. So give me a minute, I'll be right back. So yes, easiest way to do this was to get a military jerry can, not fill it all the way, of course. But yeah, so in theory, this little elderberry bush right here is going to grow 15 foot tall, so twice as tall as me, and provide us with elderberries, which, you know, can be eaten straight up. They can be turned into jam, jelly, preservatives. They can be a filler. They can be dehydrated. But here's the kicker. We've been talking about doing bees here on the homestead and at the bug out location. So hopefully this is still working. By planting elderberry, we're going to do the tea roses that I've had since Mina. We are going to plant more daffodils, but also more blackberry, raspberry, different fruit trees as well. Not only will the bees be pollinating those and keeping that going, but then they'll be providing us natural honey, local honey that will be exposed to the natural allergens and pollens in our area, which will help boost mom and dad immune system. And let's be honest, guys, my dad's a Vietnam vet. He worked in a hospital, the 91st evac to be exact, and was exposed to Agent Orange. He's in his 70s and he's not doing so good. I've seen him bench press between 250 and 350. I picked up his not dumbbell, not barbell, the long one that you use for the bench press. My brain just went. I picked it up with one hand today and moved it off of his weight bench. I mean, yeah, he's in his 70s, but his strength is not what it could be. He gets out of breath more quickly. So anything that we can do with the honey to help boost his immune system to what is in the area helps me preserve him and keep him around a little bit longer. So there's that to talk about or to think about as you are prepping your homestead. You are also prepping the things on your homestead and pushing the health of your team members. And I mean, it's great. From here, I just saw his feet. He's over there trying to clear wisteria vines. Cody just went in the house to talk to the mother. It's great, you know. We used to have a segment, not really a segment, we would do a couple of videos every once in a while about preppers helping people. So while filming the last segment, I sat down on the jerry can and apparently turned off the video briefly. So yeah, I have to do some editing, right? This is what it is. This is real. But I was starting to talk about, we had a segment of videos called Preppers Helping People a while back. And my favorite was the trip where Adam called in help for some people who had been flooded, and the Arkansas Preparedness Network, a bunch of people just volunteered to go. It was a fun trip. Let's put it that way. I came across some pictures from it and some old video from it a while back. But I look at Cody. I look at NWA Prepper giving me good ideas and just being a friend. I look at Mr. Clean, and I just blanked on the other one's name, who run with NWA. I look up there at Cody. I look at my dad. I look at Miss Kay. I look at my mom. I look at the other people who are part of our team. And yeah, Cody's becoming part of the team. He is someone I trust. He is someone who, things happen, bring your kids and go. I look at Gerard, things happen, bring your wife, kid, and come. Don't know how we'd manage to house everyone either on the bug out location or on the homestead, but we'd figure it out. Just the way people work together. So we're going to move on, go see what's going on elsewhere, and stay with us.